Hey guys, and welcome to another video. This video is going to be on how to follow your North Node in 3 steps. I'm going to break down 3 steps for each sign of the zodiac to follow your North Node, and my goal in this video is to make it things that you can actually incorporate into your daily life. If you want the long form video about the North and South nodes that goes all into the patterns that you're here to release, the past lives you lived, and all that good stuff, you can check out my video series on that. I have a video on each of the North and South nodes for that purpose. But today we're just going to do a quick 3-step process so that you can use it, hopefully, in your day-to-day happenings. So let's get into the signs. The first sign we're going to go over is Aries. So for Aries North Node, the top 3 things for you to work on to incorporate that North Node into your life are using your leadership skills, 2 is independence, and 3 is setting boundaries in your relationship. So making sure that you are able to be yourself independently within the relationships that you have. Because your South Node is in Libra, Libra is a sign of the other. This does not mean you can't have relationships or you're supposed to be alone all of your life or anything like that. It's just simply that you're here to really embody that warrior archetype, that fighter, that person who, independently starts things and goes after what they want in life. So those are your 3 steps. So moving on now to North Node in Taurus. If you have a North Node in Taurus, your 3 steps, number 1 is taking care of your body. Taurus is about the senses. So Taurus North Node people need to sometimes learn how to do self-care, how to care for their own needs, how to take care of their bodies, and just anything physical like that, from things like eating healthy and taking care of yourself in that way, to exercising, to things like pampering yourself and, really being able to enjoy the senses. And that actually brings us to step number 2. So it's right for the Taurus North Node to really be in the moment, to enjoy the senses, to, enjoy the beautiful nature outside. That is another step for you guys. Step 3 is get out in nature. It is really right for North Node and Taurus to enjoy their lives. And because they have that South Node in Scorpio, you guys are going to be drawn to things like psychology, the occult, deep dark secrets, unearthing the truth about things. But there needs to be time in your life to take care of your physical needs, to set goals, to build something. So moving on now to Gemini. North Node in Gemini, step number 1 is communicate. This is communicating in a light and chatty way, in a more, not in such an in-depth, going deep to the bottom of this ocean, going deep out to the ends of the universe kind of way, but in a chit-chatty, one little step here, one little step there, small talk. You might not want to do small talk if your South Node is in Sagittarius, but it's right for you to engage with people on an honestly more superficial level, on a more mundane level when it comes to how you interact with people. The second step for Gemini North Node people is to listen to other people's viewpoints. With that Sagittarius South Node, you had lifetimes where you were the one, preaching the truth. The truth with a capital T. And now in this lifetime, it's right for you to move beyond that and to really understand where other people are coming from, to really listen to them, to not just, speak information, but really hear where people are coming from, be willing to see things from their point of view. Gemini is the twins, and it does have that ability to switch back and forth. Step 2 for Gemini North Node is to listen to other people, to really be willing to ask questions, get curious about other people, and really try to listen to them. Try to be open to hearing what other people have to say. And then step 3 kind of piggybacks on that, which is to try to understand where people are coming from, to really try to shift your perspective to another point of view, to be open to other people's viewpoints. This may not necessarily be easy or natural for the South Node Sagittarius person because you guys have had lifetimes where you were the one who was right. In this lifetime, it can take some work on your part to want to do that, to try to do that. If your North Node is in Cancer, then to follow your North Node, step 1 is to honor your emotions. Step 2 is to allow yourself to be vulnerable. And step 3 is to nurture each individual thing. So that can be each individual child, each individual coworker, each individual employee, because in lifetimes you mastered the energy of sacrifice, the energy of hard work, the energy of setting aside your emotions to get the job done. And that was a beautiful thing. And you still have those gifts. But in this life, you're here to work on really letting yourself be vulnerable and supporting other people and allowing space for their emotions too. So now moving on to Leo North Node. Leo North Node are here to, number 1, get in the spotlight, be willing to be the center of attention. Let it be okay if people's eyes are on you. 2, express yourself. Self-expression is really the key for this North Node, and it may not be comfortable because in past lives you were like the mad scientist behind the scenes, the one, working tirelessly for the good of the collective, the researchers, people who like no one necessarily knew who they were, but they had a mission, and that mission involved setting aside all their self-interests to do something for the good of all. And now in this life, the Leo North Node is here to learn what it's like to honor your own self-interest for no reason other than you want to do it. When you are doing what you want to do in life, when you are engaging in the activities that are fun for you, the Leo North Node, that's when things tend to open up. So then the last step is to have confidence and fun. That is right for you if your North Node is in Leo. So moving on now to Virgo North Node. Step 1 is craftsmanship. Virgo is the sign of the perfectionist, right? But it's really about, it's not really perfection, guys. It's precision and it's becoming better. It's purification in the sense that Virgo always wants to be better. So having that South Node in Pisces, sometimes you can sort of gloss over details. So it's right for you to work on getting better at something. Even the way that you do tasks. If you were to set a goal on the day-to-day basis of like getting better at a certain thing, like even if it's something as small as like the way you cut onions in this soup aren't even and you want to just get a little bit better at that, or anything in life where you have the opportunity to improve, this North Node can benefit. It can benefit you from looking at it from that perspective. This does not mean everyone watching this is like needs to get better because they're not good at things. It's because the energy of approaching something with the attitude of how can I be the best at this is right for the North Node in Virgo. Number 2 is plan, organize, and follow steps. You might not want to do this when your South Node, wherever a South Node is, it's like the most comfortable thing. So to plan, to set an end goal, to be able to break that end goal down into smaller steps and to be able to know each day what that step is, to be able to analyze data and, look at what's working in your life from a very, very like almost like a business person, like have I achieved this goal? What do I need to do? Is this the most efficient way to do this? These are things that it's right for the North Node in Virgo person to learn. And the third one is precision, being precise. Again, kind of going off of that first one, looking at where in life you can fine tune on the details. And the last one for Virgo, there's one more here, and that is being of service. People with Virgo placements really need to be of service. They get a lot of joy out of being needed and being useful. Anything you can do, any little tasks. I'm not talking about things that deplete you or giving so much that you're spent at the end of the day. I'm talking about finding very, very tiny little ways you can incorporate into your life being of service. And if you found you're doing these things, then you are right on track for your North Node. So moving on now to the next sign, which is Libra. For North Node in Libra, you are here to learn cooperation. Step 1 is connecting with people in a healthy way, and that is going to depend on what your challenges are. Oftentimes with South Node Aries, you're going to want to do everything yourself. You're going to want to not trust other people. You're going to feel almost defensive sometimes. So being able to open up, let people in, let people help you, that is step number 1. Step number 2, collaborations in business. Really kind of networking, working your way up the ladder of success. Not being afraid to call in favors of people who you are in your network, who like you've helped them, reciprocity. That's all really highlighted for North Node and Libra people. And step number 3 is bring that energy of consideration of really into all of your day-to-day life. So you could do this with how you speak in a group, maybe in a group you normally would go into the group and say something about yourself. But to honor this North Node, you could go into a group of people and just start asking questions. Ask people how they feel about things before stating your opinion, and finding ways to promote peace and harmony. Those are the steps for North Node in Libra. So now, North Node in Scorpio. Number 1, merge with others. Merge with others on a psychological or spiritual level. Really connect with them. That is right for you. Number 2 is the positive side of risk. Okay, so of all the North Nodes, Scorpio North Node have the most positive relationship with risk. So if you've ever burned your life to the ground and started over, you're right on track with a Scorpio North Node. Now, I say this not knowing you or your life or what you're doing. So I can't tell you really to take every risk, crazy risks. But if you're not getting out of your comfort zone, then Scorpio North Node, the best way you can change your life is go get out of your comfort zone. I know that a lot of people would say that is true for everyone, but the Scorpio North Node, this is going to enliven you more than any of the other North Nodes. Step 3 for North Node in Scorpio is to dive into psychology, the occult, research, or investigate. So moving on now to North Node in Sagittarius. If your North Node is in Sagittarius, it is right for you to speak from your intuition. You will probably not want to do this. So that's step number 1, is to speak from your intuition. You might be tempted to go back to what the facts say or rely on what other people say or share other people's knowledge because of that South Node in Gemini. But with that North Node in Sag, it is right for you to share your truth with a capital T from your intuition of what you believe, and owning that, being able to own, this is what I believe and I can't prove this, but it's what I feel, and being, just starting to do that. Step number 2 is to find your own truth. Find your own truth. Do not spend your whole life relying on what other people say is truth. Test it and measure and experiment. Take whatever spiritual or metaphysical or, life advice or whatever you are learning about the nature of reality and your own belief systems. Test it and measure it in your life and see what works for you and come up with your own truth based on what your experience teaches you. And step number 3 for the North Node in Sagittarius is to expand your horizons. Do things that are new and have new experiences. Sagittarius is the sign of travel and other countries and knowledge, because the main theme that connects those things is expansion, the desire to grow, the desire to be someone tomorrow that is bigger, better, knows more, has seen something else, has been through something different than the person you were the day before. So it is really right for Sagittarius North Node people to find ways to create new experiences. And that experience doesn't have to be some crazy, cross-country skydiving type of thing. It could be, but it's right for you to have a new perspective. So doing things that cause you a perspective shift, even if it's just going to a different store that you're not used to, doing things that bring a little bit of adventure into your life, that's right for you if you have your North Node in Sagittarius. So moving on now to North Node in Capricorn. If you have your North Node in Capricorn, number 1, set big long-term goals. It is right for you to set long-term goals, to have a big goal to rise up to. And if you're just new at this, you can start smaller, but really being disciplined, being able to set aside your own emotions, what would be comfortable emotionally, and do something that's hard, that's right for the Capricorn North Node. Step 2 for North Node in Capricorn is step up to responsibility. So this could be at work, this could be in the rest of your life, but it's about really allowing yourself to step into authority, to step into responsibility, to take on new responsibilities and achieve them, and really, let those responsibilities kind of call you higher. And step number 3 for the Capricorn North Node is to do something hard, okay? The best thing a Capricorn North Node could do is do something hard, and you can choose what that is. It can be something small that is difficult every day, but this would be the fastest way I would recommend someone with a Capricorn North Node to get on track, is to do something hard. Do something that you know will challenge you. It doesn't have to be intense, okay? It doesn't have to be intense. So something hard that is not intense could be setting a specific diet that isn't hard, but you know would be good for you. And the hard part is the discipline. So it could be something that you do repeated over time. It doesn't have to be, again, something intense. That would be more like an Aries North Node kind of thing. But it can be something challenging, you know, learning a skill that you know is going to be hard for you and stepping up and doing it anyway. These things are actually really good for Capricorn North Node. So moving on now to North Node in Aquarius, step 1 is to recognize the gifts of other people. In a past life, you were the one who was gifted. You were the one who was recognized. So in this life, it's right for you to be able to see the uniqueness in others, to really see what's special about other people and allow them to shine and be that support that shows up in their life and honors them beyond, you know, what they do for a living. So even if you're like in your job and you see everyone, this is the janitor, this is the office worker, this is the receptionist, this is the boss, being able to see people for who they are beyond what they do, beyond that role, that's also part of this. Step 2 is honor your unique interests. Again, in that past life, you were like the most popular. And so with that comes some fear sometimes, or concern about being different. Or some energy on that. So sometimes with Aquarius North Node, it's a fear of being different, or it's like a complex, like, oh, I'm so different, and it's like a big deal, or it's a problem. So for you, it's about honoring your own differences and what makes you unique and letting it be okay. Step 3 for Aquarius North Node is detach from drama, and I'm throwing in a fourth one for you guys, which is make the world better. In whatever way feels right for you, make the world better. That is what you're here to do. So now onto Pisces North Node. If you are a North Node in Pisces, number 1 is trust the universe. Trust the universe. You had past lives where you were in total control. And so now some of that desire for control, some of that comfort zone of always being in control is going to probably come up for you. It's right for you to let go of control, trust the universe, and not have to micromanage every single little thing. So step 2 was actually letting go of control, and step 3 is transcendence. So this is the ability to, you know, move beyond the details and kind of zoom out to the bigger picture. It is really, for Pisces North Node, about being able to connect with or merge with spirit. It could be right for you to practice like altered states of consciousness. You could do Reiki, you could do hypnotherapy, you could meditate, you could not do any of that stuff and just believe in and connect with a force that's greater than you. But whatever that is with that North Node in Pisces, it's really about transcendence in a positive way. Alright guys, that is my video for the 3 steps for each North Node. That's just a quick breakdown. If you want the long story, the longer version, the more in-depth version, you can check out my videos on that. You can also book a private reading with me in the link below. If you'd like to, we can look at your chart and see how if you're living in alignment with your chart and how to shift, you know, how to use your chart to become better. So if you want to book with me, click the link below, and I will see you all in the next video.